Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name's Lana Summer. Welcome to my summer series. This will be an entire month of a summer themed hair care. It's going to start today, the 31st of May, and it's going to go on through the whole of June. If you don't want your hair to fall out this summer, make sure you stay watching the whole series. If you're new here, my name is Lana. I make curly hair videos here on YouTube and I post all about all different things of my life on TikTok and Instagram. So a little bit of a rundown about today's video. I am giving you my top summer hair care tips for hot weather and vacation. Whilst summer stays my favorite season, it can really do a number on our hair. It can dry it out, it can make it frizzy, it can damage it, it can bleach it. Summer is just really tough on natural hair, so we need to make sure that we're taking all of these extra precautions to make sure that our hair can stay healthy and happy throughout the entire season, so that we don't get damaged hairs, so that we don't end up with our hair breaking off. If you want to keep your hair healthy this summer, then keep watching. Summer hair care tip number one is to apply sunscreen to your hair and scalp. Now, we all know that the sun's rays can be damaging to our skin. Really make sure that you're wearing sunscreen all over your skin and your face every day, not even in the summertime. But did you know that it can also cause damage to your hair and scalp? So with your scalp specifically, when you have the sun beating down on your head, you can actually get sunburn on your scalp, which is not only going to be sore and irritating, but it could also potentially damage your hair follicles. You could end up with little bald patches or thinning. Last year I actually had my hair going very dry because of sun damage to my scalp. Afro hair and curly hair textures actually protect your scalp against the sun's rays. Because the curls curl so tightly, they are actually there to protect your head from sunburn and sun damage. It's so cool, it's amazing. But if you're like me and you have your parting like this and you can see your scalp, definitely make sure that you're applying a little bit of sunscreen there, because we do not want to risk the sun damage, okay? It can make your hair fall out. It's not worth playing with. Use sunscreen on your scalp. And apply some UV protection to your hair as well. I have this one, I can't find it right now, but this one is by Aveda. It's their Sun Care Hair Veil, and this offers 16-hour sun protection. It's lightweight, it's water resistant. The UV filters in this are derived from natural ingredients. It also has a wonderful fruity smell, which I love for the summertime. I will link this one down below because I personally really love it. You probably also know that the sun can lighten your hair and bleach it, and you might be thinking that that's healthy, that's natural, it's just the sun. No, God! But let me tell you, that happened to me in Bali. The sun was bleaching my hair, and my hair, although it looked good, it did not enjoy it. My hair was dry after that, because at the end of the day, bleaching is bleaching. It doesn't matter how it's come about, it's still bleaching. If you don't want to accidentally bleach your hair this summer, make sure you're using UV protection. So tip number two, switch up your usual styling gels for a strong hold styling gel, something with anti-humidity powers, okay? Because the humidity is going to hit you hard in the summertime. It always does. Here in the UK, and especially in tropical locations, that humidity goes crazy. So when the air is humid, that is because there is a lot of moisture being held in the air, and if you just step outside with your normal hair care, your hair is going to start to soak in all of that moisture from the outside. It's going to start to revert to frizziness, it's going to start to puff up, and not only does that not usually look the way that we want it to look, it usually looks very frizzy and big and unmanageable, but also that's not very good for our hair, because that means that our hair shaft is constantly stretching and going like this as it absorbs more moisture and lets more moisture go. So you want to make sure that your hair is adequately moisturized so that it's not going to be sucking in moisture from the outside, and you want to make sure that your curls are going to be locked in place. So I definitely recommend switching out your light hold stylers for a stronger heavy duty styler that's going to lock in the moisture and lock in the style. So I'm thinking something like the Bouclem Super Hold Styler or the Aveda Be Curly Advanced Coil Defining Gel with a strong hold which fights frizz. These products are going to be great for you in the summertime. Tip number three, and this is for all of my fellow water babies out there. If you are planning on swimming this summer, maybe in the sea or in the pool, make sure that you protect your hair from the elements. So I'm a Pisces, so I love water. If I see any body of water, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm about to dive in. All regard for hair care usually goes out the window. I'm like, get me into the water right now. That's my home. That's where I belong. I want to be in the sea all the time. I have to make sure that I do this step. And I'm not gonna lie, I forget to do it a lot of the time and then I regret it. But I'm gonna tell you to do it because I should do it. And I need somebody to tell me to do it, so I'm going to tell you to do it. You are going to need some sort of oil to form a protective barrier over your hair so that salty water or that chlorine water can't penetrate through the oil layer and get into your hair and damage your hair. Something like coconut oil is a fantastic choice because coconut oil is very thick and this is definitely going to form a protective layer over your hair. Mine is solid right now, but if you are on the beach, just leave this sitting with you on the beach. If it's hot enough, it will melt this and it'll be really easy to apply. Or you could just use something that's already liquid like argan oil. This is the Moroccan oil, argan oil. So when you use an oil like this, it forms a protective layer over your hair, which prevents that water that's carrying either chemicals or salt, and it prevents that from getting into your hair and leaving behind salt, sodium, chlorine, and all of those sort of damaging, drying minerals. So the salt and the sodium will actually get into the hair and draw out all of the moisture in your hair. It makes the hair cuticles swell, can ultimately be damaging to your hair. So you should just try to prevent that salt water from getting into your hair in the first place. And the same goes for chlorine, which can really strip your natural hair of its oils, leaving your hair dry and brittle, which could eventually lead to damage and split ends. So you really just want to prevent that chlorine from getting into your hair by protecting your hair with a thick oil. You can even do this right before you get into the water. It doesn't even have to be part of your routine. As long as that oil is on your hair before you get into the water, your hair will be protected. Number 4. So this next tip kind of leads on from the last one. So tip number 4 is to rinse your hair as soon as you're done swimming. So you'll find that like a lot of pools will have showers and a lot of beaches will have kind of like the little beach shower. You just have to look along the beach and you'll find it somewhere. But try to use that. Just rinse out the salt water, rinse out the pool water out of your hair. Even though you protected your hair with oil, you're still going to want to do this because the oil can't completely protect you. And I'm not going to tell you to do a full-on wash at the beach. As long as you rinse out your hair, give your hair a little bit of moisture after that, give your hair a little bit of love. Something like this, like the Aveda Be Curly Advanced Curl Perfecting Primer. This is basically like a curl refresh. This is going to get your curls kind of moisturized and styled again, but it's just like a little spray. So this is really easy to do at that beach shower. It's just like it's just gonna last you for the rest of the afternoon until you go home and you know you do your proper routine. And the same with this one. This is the Pacifica Cocoa Bond Damage Care Leave-In Mask. So this is another one that you can apply after playing around in the sea. This is another one that you can use. This is a Damage Care Leave-In Mask. So kind of a leave-in conditioner, but it's really intense and it's going to keep your hair nourished and hydrated for the rest of the day. For tip number 5, I have to tell you, co-washes are about to become your best friend. So in the summertime, we are doing more. We are going outside more. We are swimming. We are in the pool. We are at the beach. We are sweating more. So that should equate to washing your hair more. You don't want to be sweating out in your house, especially in the UK, because you know we have like these really intense heat waves and we're not prepared for it. We don't have aircon in our houses and things, and we literally sit there sweating. So we will be washing our hair more often, but my advice would be to not use a clarifying shampoo, a chelating shampoo too often, because then you can end up with really stripped out hair, really dry hair. So if I'm washing my hair every day, which I often do on holiday, I will be doing co-washes rather than using shampoo every single day. So something like this is another Aveda Be Curly Advanced product. This is their co-wash, and this is fine to use every single day. If you're on holiday and you're in the sea every day, so you've done your quick little rinse at the beach, come back to the hotel in the evening before dinner, give yourself a proper wash with the co-wash. If you are sweating out in your house in the summertime in the UK, co-wash. This is going to make sure that your hair feels clean. It is clean, but it's not stripped and it's not dried out from doing a thorough intense lathering cleansing shampoo treatment. You don't need to do that every day. You still need to maintain your regular wash schedule, so you still need to be doing your proper shampoo once a week, 2 weeks, however often you do that. I typically do that once a week, but in the summertime I'll be also doing this throughout the week as well, and that's going to ensure that I have a healthy scalp. I don't have sweat and oil and products and grease sitting on my scalp, clogging it, choking my hair follicles. I want to have a healthy scalp, so I have to cleanse it regularly, and that's why I'll be using co-washes. Okay, so we are on to tip number 6 for healthy curly hair in the summertime. Make sure that you are deep conditioning your hair regularly. That's because high temperatures, dry climates, increased UV stress can really dry out your hair. So you're going to want to make sure that you are counteracting that by doing a hydrating deep conditioning treatment, and I would recommend that you do that at least once a week. That's how often I'll be doing it this summer. So here's just a couple that I use. So this is the Moroccan oil hydration. They actually recommend that you do this 1 or 2 times a week, but I'm not going to make you do it that much because deep conditioning treatments can be quite expensive, so I would just do probably once a week, I think is fine. And this one here is the Full Intense Moisture Hair Mask. They say it's nourishing and hydrating. This is another one that only takes about 5 or 10 minutes to do. You can do that once a week, although they do say that you can do this as an overnight treatment as well. And I do love those overnight treatments, especially in the summertime, because, you know, obviously in the winter I don't like to be going all night with wet hair, but in the summertime that is something that you can do. Okay, so tip number 7 is to use less heat. And because we are going to be washing our hair so much more in the summertime, to me it just doesn't make sense to be diffusing your hair every single day or multiple times a week, depending how often you're washing your hair. Especially as it's warm outside, I really don't think that we need to be adding that extra stress to our hair by diffusing it every time. In the summertime in the UK, I feel as though I can go outside and my hair's going to be dry within a couple of hours if I'm just, you know, walking about town, running some errands. And especially if I'm on holiday, it doesn't make sense for me to be diffusing my hair. So that's just a quick little tip for tip number 7. So tip number 8 for protecting your hair in the summertime is to think about protective styling. I don't always mean that you need to be having your hair braided up, although I absolutely love braids for the summertime and I'm thinking of doing it soon. Anyway, it doesn't always have to be braids. It can be a really simple hairstyle, something with a hair scarf, a bun, something like that that's going to protect your hair from the heat, the humidity, the UV. If you would like me to do a full-length summer protective hairstyle video, definitely let me know in the comment section down below, because I haven't fully decided. There's going to be videos in this summer hair care series, but I haven't decided if the protective hairstyles is going to be one of them. So if you really want that, let me know in the comment section and I will definitely make sure that it is in the schedule for the summer hair care series. So tip number 9 is to cover up your hair and your scalp with a hat or a scarf. And this goes back to the UV point at the very beginning. Those UV rays can be very damaging on the top of your hair and scalp, and the best way to protect that, if you're not also using UV, the best way to protect that is with a cap. This one is by Aloe and I really like it. It's mesh at the back, which means it's really breathable at the back. I just really like the shape of the front of it as well. It doesn't have like the pull and the clip at the end, which can get really tangled in your hair. And it also doesn't have Velcro, which can also get really tangled in your curly hair. It just has like these little button pops. Don't get stuck. If you have a ponytail, it's really easy just to pull these apart and just put that around the ponytail. I also love bucket hats. I think these are so cute. I was wearing this all over Mallorca when I was there just now. Something like this is obviously going to protect the top of your head really well. These scarves are by my brand HEADCHIE, so I'll leave that linked down below. I love the sun hats. Okay, so my next tip then is to make sure that you never forget to sleep with your satin scarf or bonnet at night. And I know this is a very general curly hair care tip, right? Sleep with your satin hair care bonnet on. But I specifically wanted to include this in my summer hair care series because in the summertime, there are so many vacations happening. You are going to need that satin bonnet, especially if you're sleeping on hotel pillowcases, which aren't always the softest, and also on the aeroplane as well. So if you are taking a long haul flight and you plan on taking a nap on that airplane, do you know what? Even if you're not going to sleep on that airplane, just by the sheer virtue of being on a long haul flight with recirculated dry airplane air, you are going to want to make sure that you have your bonnet on that flight. And I did this recently. I took a trip with my sister and I remembered to put my satin bonnet on the plane. My hair looked so good when I came off of that flight. Like, I'm so used to my hair being dry and tangled when I come off of flights, but just wear your bonnet. Wear your bonnet and it will be so worth it. Those have been my top 10 summer hair care tips, but don't go anywhere. Do not click off of this video. Stay seated because I have another very special announcement. So I have decided to host a giveaway to celebrate the launch of the summer hair care series. So this giveaway bundle has some of my favorite curly hair products in there. There are deep conditioners in there. There are some of my favorite hair oils in there. There are also some of my favorite hair care tools, my favorite brushes, also makeup, skincare, lashes, nails. There is so much in this giveaway bundle. The total value is £300, so definitely make sure that you don't miss it. I will leave all of the info on how to enter in the description box down below, so make sure you check it out. And this is open worldwide, so this giveaway will be running throughout the duration of the summer hair care series. So the winner will be announced at the end of June, and I'll announce it on my Instagram page, so definitely make sure that you're following me over there. Okay, so that has been it for this video. This has been so fun to film. If you enjoyed watching it, please give me a thumbs up. Also leave me a comment and subscribe and turn on your notifications, because a lot of people that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so just make sure that you're subscribed. Have an amazing week and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Girl,